been to Cali twice. And I'm not a tough guy by far. But I am from Maryland, Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? By the way of Annapolis, Maryland, man. And Baltimore is grimy, super grimy. I do a lot of work in these parts. You know what I'm saying? So I have no real fear of going anywhere. But what I did notice, I will tell you this. I went to Long Beach. And Long Beach is a clean gangster city. If it's the parts of Long Beach that I seen, I was like, bro, this is not that. You know what I mean? And then when we look at projects over here, we see tall buildings, you know what I'm saying, stacked on top of each other. When we see hoods over the west, bro, that look like the suburbs to a degree because it's single family houses, you know what I'm saying? So what I notice in LA is the vibration, it probably could rock you to sleep. This is what I called it when I was there. I said LA could rock you to sleep because it doesn't appear firsthand that it's like it is in the movies or like they display it on the internet. But somebody probably would knock your block off and you won't even see it coming because it seems so chill right now. Is it really chill?
But I'm saying
you get your block knocked off. I know that still can happen. But
I'm gonna give you an answer. Listen, the crime rate is down like over 60% of what it was. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So the crime rate is so down that it's nowhere near what it was at all. And I'm old enough to have lived in that time that's portrayed in the video games and the movies when you would walk out to school and there's a dude out there trying to jack you for your shoes. I remember that era.
Right.
So I can speak on it. I don't say I remember that era like I lived in Lancaster or the Valley and used to visit it and see it. I grew up at those schools. I grew up in the area that Nipsey's glamorizing in the songs and all that. I grew up right there. I remember when it was like that. I remember when it was tough. I remember when it was hard to even walk around the schools. It's not like that anymore. But however, the podcast.
That's good to hear. Brother.
They cast a spell on you, right? Their job is to cast a spell on you to believe it's still like that. They literally sit on these podcasts and lie and act like it's still like that and sit there and tell all these stories. And then, we do. Because let's say you're 29 years old and on this block, something happened to you. But that's within your 29 years of going to this block all the time. And you're known for doing these different activities. You're into it with someone. So maybe something did happen to you once or twice on that block because you got into trouble and you start doing illegal activities. That doesn't mean it's a crime-ridden, dangerous block. And I can say that because I remember being around when these specific blocks were like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, that's literally good to hear due to the fact that we all have, I think if you're from the East Coast, we all have this image of LA and stuck in our mind is Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. That's what's locked in our mind. But like I say, when I went to LA, I've been there quite a couple times, and I didn't see that type of imagery. Even though it's that type of imagery, but it feels like it's a little bit cleaned up now.
But however, it's still manufactured through the television, through the podcast, through the brothers coming together for the music video to make it look a certain way as if it's going on. The truth is, me and you could come here right now and walk through the toughest hood and eat sunflower seeds and drink lemonade and wear black and blue. It's gentrified out here. That's what's really going on.
Bro, I seen it firsthand, bro. I seen it firsthand. But I mean, I walked through the Valley of the Shadow.
Most of the neighborhoods are empty. And these people that's on the, we're going to get to it, but these people that's on the podcast, Rico, they're the people who not only facilitated through the podcast, they facilitate the minds of the youth to believe this stuff is going on. A lot of stuff they're talking about is from the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Man, stop it. Bro, this is, stop, bro. Bro, this is going to be good, bro. And I can see that, bro, because I can tell you, I've